After years of being on the run, Yaakov realizes the moment is coming. Yaakov is about to meet his brother Esav, and he stands one night and he davens to Hashem and he says to Hashem, this moment is finally coming. I'm about to meet my brother. I'm very nervous. I'm very scared. And he asks Hashem, Hatzileni na miyad achi miyad Esav. Hashem, please save me from my brother, from Esav. When I first learned Chumash, one of the first times that I learned Chumash inside, when I was in elementary school, I remember this parsha distinctly. And I remember this pasuk that stood out beyond any other. And I remember that I pictured in my mind Yaakov Avinu standing and davening and asking to be saved. And I always thought to myself, what was he really asking for? He was asking to be saved on a physical level. He didn't want his family's blood to be poured out and killed, destroyed, decimated. And so he was asking Hashem to protect him. Yet, why is it, which is an obvious question in the pasuk, why is it that the pasuk says, Miyad achi, save me from my brother, and Miyad Esav, and from Esav? If it's Miyad achi, if it's from my brother, I know Esav is my brother. If it's Miyad Esav, why does it say Miyad achi? So there are a number of possible explanations. The base Halevi explains the following. He says, Yaakov, yes, was concerned that Esav was going to spill his family's blood, that Esav was going to completely destroy him and his family. And so Yaakov says, please save me, Hatzileni miyad Esav. But Yaakov was also concerned about something else. Yaakov was concerned that perhaps Esav was going to act like a brother. And he was concerned that if Esav acts like a brother, if he acts like Achi, I am worried that my family and I are going to be ruined on a spiritual and an emotional level. And so HaKadosh Baruch Hu saved me not only on a physical level, but on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. If Esav desires to act with me like I am his brother, please save me as well. Because in essence, if I become like Esav, then I will deem myself to be a failure, and all that I have built will be for naught. And so when Yaakov davens, he asks Hashem, please save me, miyad achi, miyad Esav, from my brother, whether he acts like a brother, or whether he acts like Esav, as I originally assumed. So I think that there is a way that we can tie this into our daily living, and that is the following. There was no way that Yaakov felt comfortable with any relationship that he had with Esav. Perhaps it would have been something that was just on the surface, hello, how are you? But it could never be too far away, because then he would be worried. He'd be worried in fear of his safety, of himself and his family. Couldn't be too distant. And yet it couldn't be too close, because then he was worried about the safety of his family, not on a physical level, but on a spiritual level. And so too, when it comes to our lives, the same concept might apply. There may be people that we know, based on our relationships in the past, that the relationship with that person or that type of person for some reason just doesn't mix with me. For some reason it's toxic for me or toxic for them. And so I don't have to hate them, God forbid, because we shouldn't hate anyone else. And we should never teach our children to hate anyone. But at the same time, I don't have to be best friends with them. We don't have to be best friends with everyone in life. We can ensure that we keep a little bit of a distance, that we're courteous, that we're polite, but we don't necessarily have to be very close. And I think that that's important for our own well-being, that if there is someone in a relationship that we have that is causing us a lot of grief and a lot of pain, we need to look at that relationship in a deep way. We need to evaluate what impact that relationship is having on our daily functioning. And if it is so that it is having a negative impact on ourselves or on our family, then we really need to distance ourselves, not only on a physical level, but also on an emotional level, so that we don't end up hurting ourselves or our family. It's a lesson we learned from Yaakov's battle with his brother Esav, and his tefillah and his prayer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to save him. May we be zocheh to have wonderful relationships in life, to not have to use this advice, but nevertheless to be able to refer to it if need be. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.